Our planet's story is written in stone, a vast library of rock and fossil that stretches back billions of years. Within this immense timescale, most change happens with an almost imperceptible slowness. Mountains rise over millions of years, continents drift at the speed our fingernails grow. Yet buried within this epic narrative of gradual transformation, there are moments of shocking, almost unimaginable violence. There was one day, 66 million years ago, when the fate of life on Earth was sealed not over eons, but in a mere 10 minutes. It was a period so brief it would barely register in geological time, yet so catastrophic it would echo through all of history to come. Imagine standing in a forest at the twilight of the dinosaurs. A mighty Tyrannosaurus rex, the apex predator of its age, might be resting in the dappled shade, its massive form a testament to millions of years of evolutionary success. They have no inkling that their entire existence, their world and their future are about to be erased in less time than it takes to watch a sunset. Let us linger for a moment in this lost world, the late Cretaceous period. It was a planet teeming with life, a vibrant green and blue marble that was, in many ways, at its biological peak. There were vast herds of plant-eating dinosaurs, like the horned Triceratops and the armored Ankylosaurus, which browsed on the lush vegetation. In the skies, pterosaurs with wingspans as wide as a small airplane soared on thermal currents. In the oceans, colossal marine reptiles like the Mosasaurus reigned supreme. The surprising fact about this era is that the dinosaurs were not failing. They were not a group of creatures in decline, slowly fading away to be replaced by the mammals. The small, furry mammals of the time were not rising competitors. They were marginal creatures living in the shadows of the great reptiles. Without an external intervention, it is very likely that dinosaurs would have continued to dominate the planet for millions of years more. This is what makes the events of those 10 minutes so profound. Our countdown begins in the silent vacuum of space, just 8 minutes before the end of an era. The messenger of doom is an asteroid, a mountain of rock and metal roughly 10 kilometers wide. It is traveling at an astonishing speed, somewhere around 72,000 kilometers per hour. This is a velocity so immense that if it were a commercial airplane, it could travel from London to New York in under 5 minutes. As the asteroid enters the upper reaches of Earth's atmosphere, it is still hundreds of kilometers above the surface. For any creature on the ground, it remains completely invisible, hidden by the curvature of the planet. With just 5 minutes remaining, the asteroid has breached the lower atmosphere. It is visible as a distinct object, a sun-sized ball of fire filling a significant portion of the sky. The world is no longer quiet. A deep, terrifying rumble would begin to shake the ground, not from the impact itself, but from the immense shockwave the asteroid is pushing ahead of it. The animals in the immediate vicinity are now in a state of sheer panic. The world has turned into a nightmare of light and sound, driven by a primal fear of something they cannot comprehend. The moment of impact. The asteroid, traveling at 20 kilometers per second, strikes the shallow sea. The colossal kinetic energy of the impact is instantaneously converted into an explosion of unimaginable power. The asteroid vaporizes, and so does a huge volume of the limestone bedrock beneath the sea. The energy released is more than 1 billion times greater than that of the atomic bombs dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki combined. The shockwave triggers earthquakes stronger than any ever recorded by modern humans. The impact has punched a hole in the sky, ejecting trillions of tons of pulverized and molten rock into space. This is the 0 hour, the precise moment that divides two worlds. As these tiny particles re-enter the atmosphere all around the globe, they behave like a countless swarm of microscopic meteors, turning the entire sky, everywhere on Earth, into a glowing, radiant broiler. For the dinosaurs, there was no escape. An animal's size, which had been its greatest advantage for millions of years, suddenly became its greatest liability. In a matter of hours, across the entire planet, the great dinosaurs were killed by the fiery aftermath. In the minutes that follow, the Earth continues its transformation into an alien world. The immense quantities of soot from global wildfires combined with fine dust from vaporized rock are now suspended high in the atmosphere. As sunlight is blocked, photosynthesis on a global scale grinds to a halt. Plants that survived the initial fires begin to wither and die in the gloom. In the oceans, the collapse of phytoplankton triggers a catastrophic chain reaction. The world grows cold. Without the warming rays of the sun, global temperatures plummet, plunging the planet into an impact winter. The tropical warmth of the Cretaceous is replaced by a bitter, persistent cold that lasts for years. A world that was vibrant, warm, and full of life has, in less than 10 minutes, been put on a path to becoming dark, cold, and barren. The transformation is absolute, paving the way for a new chapter in the story of life. The surviving creatures now face a new set of challenges, but the rules of survival have changed, favoring small, warm-blooded creatures that could conserve heat and subsist on the decaying remains of the old world. But here is the twist, the unexpected turn in this story of destruction. The asteroid did not just cause an extinction, it created an opportunity. The dust that settled formed a thin, unique layer in the geological record, the KPG boundary. By removing the dinosaurs, the cataclysm cleared the stage for the small mammals that had survived in the shadows. In the millions of years that followed, these survivors diversified with explosive speed, growing larger, more complex, and more intelligent. From these humble beginnings arose the ancestors of horses, whales, bats, and tigers. And from one particular branch of small tree-dwelling mammals came the primates, and from the primates, eventually, came us. We are, in a very real sense, the children of the asteroid. So when we look up at the night sky, we might see it differently. It is not just a beautiful, peaceful canopy of stars, it is also an environment of immense power and unpredictable violence. A place from which both creation and destruction can arrive without warning. Our existence is a direct consequence of the planet's worst day. We live in the world that was born from the fire and the darkness, a legacy of dust and extraordinary improbable opportunity.